There is nothing in nature that will happen without there being a true energetic cause. There will be no tsunamis, no cyclones, no hurricanes, no nothing. There always has to be an energetic reason behind the physical fury. God never punishes anybody. Even these natural calamities, like Karfong was asking, that why do they happen? They happen because we as human beings have imbalanced the energetic force field. When we create that imbalance, then we will get these cyclone storms. Whatever. I mean to say, humans or mankind has already accepted its role in the global warming. It is us. I mean to say, at the moment, everybody is finding it fascinating. They're taking pictures of the icebergs breaking in the North Pole, posting it up on YouTube, showing, look at this, and the whole iceberg is collapsing. Some visions that have never happened in like thousands of years. And the whole situation is, what is breaking these icebergs? Will the breaking of these icebergs create an imbalance? Yeah, the volume of the sea is increasing. And will continue to increase. The way we are going, we are imbalancing the situation. So nature has its way of resetting itself. Nature was there before us, nature will be there after us. So no, it's not that God is responsible for these natural calamities, we are.
Yes.
The only thing is, it's very easy for us to offload this on God and very hard for us to accept how we are responsible for it, at which level, in what form, and how. It's...
Yes.
What? Well, because it's easy, you can get away with it. It went into motion thousands of years ago. People decided to take the power into their hands in the name of God. When the religious leaders made themselves so powerful and so strong because they claim God is backing them up, for what? I gave examples in the beginning that everything that goes wrong is built by society, the rules built by society, blamed on God.
Yes.
And then if a person gets sick, they blame it on God. They don't blame it on themselves. I didn't listen, I didn't eat healthy food, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. They blame it on God. God, why did you punish me so? Why have you given me this sickness?
How can anyone be responsible for causing a hurricane? I can see how you can be responsible for your response to the hurricane, whether you respond in anger or sadness or fear. That you can take responsibility for, but how can you do that for causing it?
It's when our negative thoughts are rising into the atmosphere and they become so intense and so dense that they gather in a swirl and then they start spinning. So let us say, how do you wash your clothes in a washing machine? When they are churned in a spin, they get clean. So the hurricane is churning the atmosphere to clean it. Because you see, negative thoughts, positive thoughts will get absorbed and become light. negative thoughts become dense and heavy. Okay? When I was meditating upon the hurricane, it said like I told you all, when the tsunami came, right? The first tsunami hit Phuket. And where did it hit first? Where the sexual energy was most intense. So what sucked it in? What guided its direction of this energy? What set it out? The human mind had gone to that level that the energies or the atmospheric energy, the sea energy could not handle that much pressure. I remember when the tsunami hit, I received a call from Anne. I was still sleeping. You know, Australia is 5 hours different from Singapore. Me being in Australia. So she called up in great deal of panic that, have you heard that the tsunami has hit Phuket? And what are you doing about it? So I was still asleep and I said nothing. And she got annoyed. So she said, when you can do something, why don't you do it? So I said, you're just concerned with human life. I'm concerned with the energetic clearing. So I let her know that the tsunami would not hit anywhere where the energies were positive. It's where the energies are negative will the tsunami hit. And then it got proved because, like I keep telling you, I visited a town in India which is called the Eastern Doorway to Heaven. And it was just, you can say, 500 yards to the sea that was roaring up in a tsunami that did not hit this town. But the tsunami hit the next town, which was completely flattened, was hit by severe floods that stayed there with such a heavy devastation. It took years to clear the water. When we went there, which was like 3 to 4 years later, the area was still, there were so many areas still underwater. As the approach to that place was either by train or by road, we flew into the nearest airport, but from there we had to drive for about 6 hours to get to this place. Those 6 hours that we drove through were devastated by the tsunami floods. But this town was not touched at all. And it was on the doorstep of the sea. When I say we lived in the hotel that was 500 yards away from the sea. How? It's not that the people of this town there wouldn't have been wrong people or right people here. But it was clearing up different energies. Those energies were not there in the town, so it didn't come through. The town that had the energies it was meant to clean, it came there. We visited an ancient temple of Konark, means a temple in the honor of the sun god, And again they said the tsunami came, and this temple, like the ancient temples, sometimes they dig the land and they begin low. So when you approach it, sometimes the temples are mounted up, sometimes the temples are sunk in. You actually stepped down to get to it. Yeah, we went to, what was it? The city with the 100 temples. That's where we had, till there, where our plane went up till.
Okay.
We took a detour
So-
on the way back to see the temple of Konark, to see the other things, and to hear the stories of how the tsunami came. Isolated individual places where it didn't hit. I mean to say, it hit everything around there. Why did it leave this pocket? The waters didn't come down there. You find it strange because going down is what water does first. We were quite baffled. Means then, of course, there were steps going up again. Because it was a sun temple, there was the dial. You look through the dial, it would give you the exact time of the day. So for that, they had dug the gardens down, built the temple high. It was... I had to explain, but it was a complicated affair there. And that it didn't get hit by the tsunami was the second wonder, that, okay, how did this get left out? The town around it got cleaned. But because it was an ancient site, it was not in the middle of the modern town. The modern town got cleaned out. The seaside completely got cleaned out, where they said there were like hundreds of shops there. And the sea took them all away.
So that's the point you're making, Guruji, that if the minds are clear, if the people are in the positive, then these physical phenomena do not manifest and the space is clear. But the swirl of the negative thoughts puts this out there, and so then the cleaning has to happen.